Alright guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the Bootcamp. Today we're going to be going over the daily bias and how to read it and what is daily bias and all of that good jazz. So starting off, the first one is, why do we need it? So the main reason why we use the daily bias is because it's one of the highest time frames and one of the most relevant time frames for day trading, because if we find out where the daily is going to go, so you see this candle right here, if we find out where this candle is going to print, as in if it would go lower or if it would go higher or if it's going to stay there, then we can basically use this to our advantage and see where price is going to go. So for example, if we can predict that price on this daily candle is going to go lower or go down, then for that day in day trading we're going to look for shorts, right? Shorts, remember, is sells. So likewise, if we can predict that this next daily candle is going to go bullish, then we can, in our day trading, we can look for buys. It will just make it much more high probability. And the reason why we do it on the daily is because the higher the time frame that you go, or the bigger the time frame that you do, the more, what's it called, the more strong the bias is, the more like the higher probability that it will actually play out, just because it's a higher time frame. So anyway, let's just get straight into it. How to actually read the daily bias for our strategy specifically. The reason why I say for our strategy specifically is because for different strategies it varies. For example, I used to trade ICT, which you guys may know, which is basically a much shorter time frame strategy. As in, you would be trading on the 1 minute, you would be trading on the 5 minute, mainly the 1 minute though. So I wouldn't really need the daily bias, but I would mainly use the 4 hour, sometimes the daily. But anyway, that was a little tangent. How to read the daily bias for our strategy. What you need to do is literally just look at the past 3 candles and see where that's going. The reason why we do the past 3 candles is because if you look at this, for example, what do we see here? We see this going really bullish, right? This trend, you could say it's like a mini trend because it's a series of up close candles. You can say that it's just going up, right? The reason why we would still not be looking for buys is because this is too much of a big time frame for it to be relevant for our day trading. Because remember, well, you don't know yet, but we're trading on a 15 minute to 1 hour to 5 minute scale, a day trade, right? So it's going to be a bit too zoomed out for us to use that as our daily bias. So what I like to do is use the previous 3 candles to mark out my daily bias essentially. So 1, 2, 3. What are these all saying? These are all bearish. So for the fourth day, for the next day, I'm looking for sells in that day. Again, the reason why I do it like this is because this trend, this mini trend, is actually like, it's relevant for our day trade. Because just imagine, right? We can see that overall this trend is bullish, right? Because look at all these up close candles. If I'm still looking for buys, it's like it's not going to be relevant. It's not going to be in time for my day trade because it's just so short time, you know. So that's why you look at the past 3 candles. Let's just get some more examples. So let's say here 1, 2, 3. These past 3 candles are very bullish. So the next day I'm looking for buys. Okay. So for days where there's consolidation like this, you see this doji, that would literally just be consolidation because price didn't move anywhere. These are the days that I would probably not trade, okay? And I would wait for price to build up, tell me what it wants to do. Let me just get some more examples. Actually, I could go on FX replay, which I'll probably do right now. Alright guys, so this is FX replay. Let me just quickly explain what it is. It's basically a backtesting software. So you see how we were looking at the live charts on TradingView, right? On here, this software, it basically allows you to replay chart price so you can essentially practice in hindsight. So as you can see here, look at this arrow up here, and pay attention to price down there. If I press this, it just prints. So you can see how you can just practice. This is amazing. I know many people have been like doing this for days on end and become profitable within months. But yeah, look, it's just so cool. Like, you can just practice for hours and hours. I really love it. Anyway, back to the daily bias thing. What I was saying is, I just wanted to show you some live examples, essentially, of how I would look for it. So let's just say for this day right here. Well, what's the time? It's kind of gone past it. Let me new day open. Okay, so as we can see here, remember, price is not always going to be super clean, super beautiful, as I showed you on the charts, right? So look, so the first candle is bullish. The second candle is literally just consolidation. Third, fourth, and fifth is literally essentially consolidation. So I'd probably be waiting. I would be waiting for price to come out of this zone, because I don't want to, remember, consolidation, we don't want to trade it. We only want to trend trending markets. So bullish or bearish trending markets. Now I know you're going to say like this is a trend right here. Yes, that's true, but remember, it has to be relevant for day trading at the moment. So it has to be relevant for time at the moment. So look at the past three candles, as I say, yeah. So first one is bullish, fair enough. Second and third though, they're fully consolidation. It ain't moved anywhere. So I'm not trying to trade that until it comes out of this range. Now this range that I'm talking about, I want it to at least break above this little high or either this little low. So once it does that, then I'm going to be looking actively for trades. Anyway, let's skip the daily candle. Okay, so now as you can see, we've literally broken this high. So it came out of the consolidation, okay, because we body closed above it. We came out of the consolidation. So at this point in time, I'm still going to be waiting. I'm probably still not going to trade, just because it's only two bullish candles. I would like one more, and then I'll look for longs. Let's see what the next candle does. That was quite clean, to be honest. Now I know it's a doji candle, you could say, but what I really like about it is that it basically disrespects the area. So what does it do? It breaks out, it comes into it and rejects from the area. It closes above. So yes, it does go down here. Yes, it does form a doji, but it basically comes down and then rejects from it. So that just shows nice bullish momentum. So at this point in time, I'm going to be looking for longs in this day. Okay, so this day I'm going to be looking for longs, and that's my daily bias complete. So this day I'm going to be looking only for longs. Okay, let's go on to the next day. Let's just skip ahead for a bit. Okay, so let's just say now, yeah. So let's look at the first three candles. So one, well no, this is the current day. So one, this is a rejection to the upside, and this is also a rejection to the upside. Since we have three candles that are showing bullish momentum, I'm still looking for longs at this point. Okay, now let's just say for days that your daily bias is wrong or it goes against you, that's not a losing day. That doesn't mean that you lose. It just means that you don't find any trades. Let's try to find a bearish example. Okay, so let's just do it right now. So we're going to ignore this current day, because this is the day that we're talking about right now. So let's look past three candles. So this candle, the yesterday candle, is bearish. That's really nice. The one before that, that's like a doji, but it's also kind of bullish in a way. And then the one before that is also bullish, because why? It rejected from the downside. It came all the way down and then rejected up. So at this point in time, I'm still not going to be trading. Plus, just look at price action in general. It's very wicky. It doesn't look very nice. I want nice, big, juicy candles, like engulfing candles. You get me? Anyway, moving on. Okay, I think this is quite nice now, but still not yet. Because remember, we need three consecutive candles, which shows either bullish or bearish momentum. Look here. The day before, one. That's very nice and bearish. The day before that, very nice and bearish. But the last day, the third day, is still bullish / doji. So I'm not really liking that. I'm gonna want one more day before I can trade and look for shorts. Okay, this was a very bullish candle just because it rejected from the upside. So I don't like that. I'm gonna wait for one more day. Extremely bullish candle. Extremely bullish candle. I really like that. At this point in time, right, just because of how we respected all of these structures, and also just because of how bullish this candle was, and because of how bullish this doji was, how strong the rejection was, I'm going to be looking for longs in this day. Okay, as you can see, we got nice longs in that day. Also, as you can see now, let's just say for this new day, let's look back 3 days. Yesterday, big bullish candle. That's very nice. The day before that, big bullish candle. Extremely nice. Day before that even, a very nice rejection from the downside that goes up. So that is essentially a bullish candle for me. So yeah, this day I'm going to be looking for longs. Nice. And also, as you can see, guys, we want to always follow the trend, stick to the trend. Let's like, I can't say this enough, man. You see price action like this, you see how I didn't trade for so long, for quite long, like let's just say a week or something. Like, you want to be staying out of this, because this is where people blow their accounts. This is where people lose money. This is where people over leverage. This is where people mess the hell up. You want to be trading very clean price action like this. This is where you gain your money, and this is where you avoid your money. Trading isn't about trading every day. Like, there's a saying, not trading is trading, and it's so true. Honestly, so true. Preserving your capital is so much more important. Anyway, I'm trying to find a bearish example. I want price to go lower so I can show you guys a bearish example. Anyway, let's see. It's just going up. It's just gonna go up, innit? Oh. Well, there goes that. Anyway, let me just show you some chart examples, then some hindsight examples. Alright, so over here, right, we can see that we printed a bearish doji candle, okay, because it rejected from the upside. That's nice. And then we had another bearish candle, and then another bearish candle. When there's 3 consecutive bearish candles in a row, then I'm going to be looking for shorts, because remember I said it's literally the same thing. So imagine it as just the opposite, but just for bearish, because I explained the same thing but it was bullish, but now it's just bearish. So look, one rejection to the upside, so that's one bearish candle. Another bearish candle because it rejects from the upside. Remember, this wick, it went all the way up and then it came down. That just shows rejection. So 1, 2, and then 3. This very nice one goes actually bullish. It's a bearish engulfing candlestick. So after I have this 3-day confirmation, then I can successfully or reliably look for shorts the next day. So the next day I look for shorts, boom, goes very nicely. Next day I keep looking for shorts, and look, all these days I can eat, bro. All these days I can look for shorts very nicely until, let's just say, this random bullish candle comes up. Doesn't mean that it's a losing day. It just means it's a day that I'm not going to trade. Okay, so this still just shows indecision. So I'm just waiting at that point. I'm waiting for more confirmation whether we want to go bullish or bearish. At this point, I'm still probably going to be looking for shorts. Probably I'll see, but it just depends how the daily plays out. So we get another bullish candle. Okay, so that's 1. That's 2 bullish candles. As you can see, the rejection, it goes down and comes all the way up. It's a bullish candle, okay? And then this third candle right here, this is like a doji / bearish candle. So I'm probably not going to be trading this day. Probably not going to be shorting or what's the other one? Longing, okay? So I'll wait for the next day. The next day, it's still kind of a doji, but it's also kind of bullish. I would probably wait out that day because it's just consolidation, right? The next day, let's wait for the next day. The next day is fully bullish, okay, because it comes down, rejects from the downside, comes all the way back up. So this shows it's a bullish day. So the next day, I'm looking for buys. Why? Because 3 consecutive candles are bullish. So it just shows me bullish momentum. So this next day comes around, I'm looking for buys, but it doesn't really show anything. So it doesn't mean that's a losing day. It just means it's a day that I don't trade. So it's fine, it's minor. The next day I trade and it will be bullish. So the next day I trade and very nice longs right here. And then just look at this, guys. This week I barely traded. Probably one day, right? 1 or 2 days. That's much better than trading every day and losing your capital. Now I want you to see this. Now that I was so patient, I didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't trade 5 days yet. I was extreme patient. Now look how much I can eat. Look how bullish this goes. That's crazy, isn't it? That's just if you keep your capital, if you don't trade every day, if you be preservative, if you actually like tap in with your psychology and you understand that you don't need to trade every day. It's simple as, guys. Like, there's a lot of opportunity in the market. The only hardest part about it is literally staying out when you know you need to stay out. Anyway, I want you guys to make notes. I want you guys to actually practice this yourself, to actually look on the charts. You don't need to use this website yet. Go on TradingView, as I said. Remember, it's literally just the same thing. Go on TradingView. Try find out the daily bias. Just keep doing it. Keep looking over price, like price's history, and try find out what the daily bias would be. Make sure you're on D right here, daily bias. Daily, 1 day. And yeah. Let me just quickly recap of what I said. It's just going to be like a really quick thing. So basically, how to find daily bias, it's going to be, you're going to look at the previous day, the day before that, and the day before that. It's a 3 candle structure formation. So on the daily, you look at the past 3 candles and see what they're doing. If all of the 3 are going up, if they're all bullish, then you're going to be looking for buys that day. Okay, if they're all bearish, then you're going to be looking for sells that day. If they're just doji, if they're just like consolidation, if they're not moving anywhere, if they're not bullish or bearish, then you don't trade that day. You stay out because it's low probable. Whew. Damn. So that's daily bias complete. And yeah, guys, make sure you join the Discord. Link in the description. Like and subscribe. Show some love. And yeah, guys, appreciate it.